let's talk about something fascinating. How can a tiny loan given to someone in a small village actually help move the needle for an entire country's economy? That's what we're diving into today. This amazing idea that micro-level actions can build up into some serious macro-level momentum. We're going to explore the world of microfinance and its absolutely critical role in shaping India's economic future.
You know, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures what microfinance is all about. This isn't just about handing out money. It's a spark for real change. Just picture it. A street vendor can suddenly afford to double their inventory, or a tailor finally gets to buy her own sewing machine. That's the magic right there. It turns aspirations into actual businesses and helps people become real players in the economy.
So, here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll connect microfinance to the huge vision of Viksit Bharat. Then, we'll get into why this is such a big deal right now. After that, we've got 5 really cool ideas for the future. We'll break down what the RBI expects, and then we'll wrap it all up with a summary that's going to be super helpful for your exam prep.
All right, let's start by connecting the small stuff to the big picture. Viksit Bharat 2047. That's a massive national goal. And you don't get there without empowering every single citizen. That's where microfinance comes in. It's like a key tool, providing that financial boost needed to unlock an individual's potential, but on a nationwide scale.
It's not just about growing for the sake of growing. It has to be smart, responsible growth. The key words you've got to remember here are sound, transparent, and accountable. And this isn't just some regulatory jargon, it's the core principle. The goal is for every single loan to be a step forward, not a step back, for the person borrowing and for the country as a whole.
So, why all the buzz about microfinance right at this moment? Well, it's all about timing. Think about it. Over the last decade, India has been building this incredible digital superhighway, and now microfinance is perfectly placed to ride that highway. This isn't a coincidence. It's a huge strategic advantage.
This slide here, this shows you the engine room. Think of these as the digital rails. Jan Dhan gave everyone a ticket to the financial system. Aadhaar gave them a universal ID. UPI built the high-speed tracks for money to move instantly. And now, the account aggregator framework is like a secure courier, letting people share their financial history safely. Together, these are an absolute game changer, letting microfinance reach more people more efficiently than ever before.
Okay, check out this number, 67.0. This is the Financial Inclusion Index, and it has rocketed up from 43.4 to 67.0 in just about 8 years. That is a massive leap. It tells us that way more people have access to financial services. But look, access is just the first step, right? The real mission now is to make that access meaningful, to turn a bank account from just a number into a real tool for growth.
So, what is microfinance actually doing in all of this? Well, it wears 4 important hats. First, it bridges the information gap for people who don't have regular income or collateral. Second, it helps them build productive capacity. That means buying things like tools or inventory for their business. Third, it's a fantastic platform for innovation, a place to test out new tech. And finally, it's a crucial gateway to formal finance, helping people build a track record to get bigger loans down the line.
Okay, quick tip for everyone studying for exams. To lock in those 4 rules, just remember the acronym ACPF. And here's a fun way to remember it. Think of the Assistant Commissioner of Police Force for financial inclusion. That's A for asymmetry, C for capacity, P for platform, and F for formal finance. ACPF. Got it? Simple. All right, so we've got the foundations down. Now let's gaze into the crystal ball. What's next? What are the big, bold ideas that are going to write the next chapter for microfinance? Let's explore 5 key strategies that are set to completely reshape the sector. These first 3 ideas show a huge evolution in thinking. First, moving from just looking at one applicant to serving the entire household, taking a 360-degree view of their financial life. Second, this tech plus human approach, right? Using AI for speed and efficiency, but keeping human experts in the loop for wisdom and common sense. And third, graduating from simple loans to actually financing micro-enterprise growth, helping small businesses scale up. Now, the last 2 ideas tackle some of today's most urgent issues. First, building climate resilience. This is about creating financial products that help people on the ground weather literal storms like floods and droughts. And second, and this is a big one, the responsible use of data. This is non-negotiable. Data must be used to empower people, not to exploit them for a quick sale. Innovation is fantastic, but it needs guardrails. It can't be the Wild West. And that's where the Reserve Bank of India steps in.
So let's look at the rule book that's designed to make sure the microfinance sector grows responsibly and sustainably.
The 2022 framework was a real game changer. The RBI basically said, okay, we're not going to micromanage you with rigid price caps anymore. They gave lenders more flexibility. But, and this is a big but, they put borrower welfare front and center. The message was crystal clear. With more freedom comes a whole lot more responsibility.
So what does that responsibility actually look like? This slide lays it out perfectly. It all boils down to transparency. Be straight with people. Use simple language. Tell them the total cost up front, and pass on any savings you get from new tech. Basically, no hidden fees, no confusing fine print, and absolutely no taking advantage of anyone.
The RBI also put up some really clear boundaries. Number 1, avoid over-indebtedness. Do your homework and don't lend people more than they can realistically pay back. Number 2, proper collections conduct. Lenders are on the hook for how debts are collected, period. And number 3, have a real, effective system for complaints that is simple, fair, and fast.
And the rules also apply to what happens behind the curtain. Lenders have to manage the risk from their AI models, make sure they're not biased. They must report accurate and timely data to credit bureaus, because that's what keeps the whole system healthy. And finally, they've got to manage their concentration risk. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, whether that's a region or an industry.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. Let's pull everything together into a quick review. This next slide is basically your cheat sheet, designed specifically to help you lock in the most important points for your exams. Pay close attention to these takeaways.
All right, here's the rapid-fire recap. The main idea? Using micro actions to hit the macro goal of Viksit Bharat. The foundation? Those digital rails. Jandan, Aadhaar, UPI, and account aggregator. The key number to remember is that Financial Inclusion Index hitting 67.0. The 4 pillars? Just remember your friendly ACPF mnemonic. The 5 big ideas for the future are all about being more holistic, tech-savvy, and ethical. The regulatory heart is the 2022 framework's focus on borrower welfare, and the key expectations all circle back to fairness, transparency, and smart risk management.
This quote from Ilabat just brings it all home so beautifully. When we design our financial systems around actual human beings, we get a much better, much more sustainable path to development. It's a powerful reminder of what this is all really about.
And so that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? We've got the tech, we've got the strategies, we've got the regulations. But is it enough? Can microfinance really be the engine that helps power India all the way to Viksit Bharat 2047? The answer to that will be written in the lives of millions of people all across the country. The potential is absolutely immense, and the journey has really just begun.